Hey everyone, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I wanted to show you this really beautiful card that I made, and I'll show you how to make it. I call it a relaxing card. I love the soft colors from the sponging technique, and then just the Adirondack chairs. Kind of reminds me of looking out over a lake somewhere up in the mountains, dogwood flowers, just very pretty. And then on the inside, I have a sentiment and just some more of these flowers. I had to make an anniversary card, so this one is happy anniversary. I am going to use a different sentiment on the one we're going to make. So I'm using this Colorful Seasons bundle. It's really nice. It has 24 stamps, 2 sheets of them, and it has all different seasons. So it has, fall, winter, I guess spring and summer with the flowers and the chairs, and then it comes with these thinlits. So I just love this Adirondack chair, and there's leaves, and this branch is really pretty. So let's go ahead and get started. I pre-cut everything because it's going to take a little bit of time to do the sponging. So I cut out 2 of the Adirondack chairs with my Big Shot. And I have 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the outside and then one for the inside. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5 and then scored at 4.25. And then these 2 sheets are 5.25 by 4, and they just are a layer piece. I cut out the branch in Early Espresso. The flowers are in Whisper White, and then I stamped them in this new ink color called Powder Pink. The sentiments I'm going to stamp in Early Espresso to go along with the cardstock. And let me show you how I do the sponging. Now my upline, Wendy Cranford, is the sponging queen. She has done a lot of them, and she said that the key to sponging is to use a very light touch and just go over and over and over again. If you go too hard, it'll leave blotches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz for kind of the grass, and then Soft Sky for the sky, and a little bit of Marina Mist for the sky, just to give it a little bit more depth. What I'm using is the sponge. I get these sponges, you get 3 in a pack, and then you cut them in quarters, and you get 4. You could actually cut them smaller if you wanted. Just don't cut it too small. And then you can use that as a sponge to get the ink and then put it on the paper. So I believe this is I think I'll use this as the green. Let me just make sure there's nothing on it. And what I do is I just open up my stamp pad and just dip, and slowly I start off the page, and you just go across and you just dip and just keep doing this. And I kind of go back and forth from side to side, starting on the side, but always start off, and just a light touch. Takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. Just take your time with it and get it to the look you want. You can always go back and add some more. And I hope I'm not shaking the camera too much. So I'm just going to go down a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to put this aside and do some of the Soft Sky. Same thing, I'm just going to make sure this is kind of clean. I'm going to just turn it upside down to make it easier for me. And go off the page and onto the cardstock. And the sky, you kind of want it lighter to begin with, and then you can darken it up. I'm trying not to bounce too much because I think I'm shaking the camera, and I apologize for that. So we used to have a house in the Poconos up in Pennsylvania, and it was on a lake, and that's what this card kind of reminds me of. So that looks pretty good. I am going to add a little bit of the Marina Mist to the sky to give it a bit of more color there. And there's no, like, you can do this however you want. You know, stop when you feel it's good or add more. Try different colors. It's always nice to see what different colors look like together. It's kind of a surprise sometimes. You might not think something would look sponge together. And I think I'll just do a little bit more of the pear pizzazz on the bottom. Just right in here. So I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Excuse me. Okay, so we'll put the inks away and we will get started. Now I did pre-cut everything. I want to make sure the sentiment that I want to use, I am going to use Life is a Beautiful Thing, and I already have it mounted. And I kind of want to make sure it's going to fit with the chairs on each side. So I'm going to put the chairs down. I'm not going to glue them yet. I'm just going to kind of feel it out. Make sure this is going to fit nicely, and it looks like it does. And if the chairs overlap or go off a little bit, that's okay. So I am going to stamp this in Early Espresso. It matches the branch in the background. I like to make everything coordinated. That's just who I am. So I'm going to just stamp this. I want to make sure it looks good. And this is a photopolymer stamp, but I'm on my grid paper, and it's a thick stack, so it gives it that gush. If I was on a hard surface, I would try to put a magazine underneath it or the piercing pad or something like that. So I'm going to just try to get this in the middle down here. Stamp it down. And that looks good. And while I have this out, I'm going to do the inside of the card. Put this aside. And this one I'm using this May All Your Tomorrow Be As Happy As Today, and I also have that mounted. So let me just put it the right way. Just make sure it looks good here. Okay. Kind of a big stamp. I'll like to line it up a little bit with the grid paper, and we'll stamp that down. Okay, and while I'm working on this, let me do in the powder pink the flowers that I'm going to put around the sides. So let me just put this over here and show you this again. So this is this little bit of flowers. So I have that in the powder pink to coordinate with the dogwood flowers on the outside. And I'm just going to put some down here. And then do some at the top corner so you still have a place to sign and put who it's to. Okay, so that's done. We'll put that aside. Close this up. I'm going to close up the Early Espresso too, because I think we're done, pretty much done stamping. Now with this big sentiment, I'm not going to put the drinks, but you know, that was a stamp just to show you. There was a stamp, and then there's the die for it. So that's how I cut those two out. But I will not fit that on this card. So let's put this aside and come back to the cover. So for the chairs, I'm going to just glue them down. If they go off a little bit, that's okay, because this is going to be layered onto the brown. And what I used for this is the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. You could use the fine tip glue as well, but I find this wasn't that thin, so I'll just go up and down all of the chair rungs, if that's what you call them, the back of the chair, I'm not sure. And that looks pretty good. So we'll put that a little bit at an angle. And then we'll do the same on this chair. We're supposed to have tornado watches where I am. I'm in Florida, and it's been so dry here. You know, the fire hazard is very high. So we had a lot of rain this week, which is good. But now we're supposed to get tornado watch, I think, till 3. So hopefully we won't have a tornado. Doesn't look too bad out there right now. Okay. And the one thing with the liquid glue is it does give you, you know, a second to move it if you needed to move it. So now we want to put the branch up here and the flowers. So I'm going to put the branch down, and then we'll try to figure out where we want to put the flowers. So I'm using the Tombow glue here as well. It's a little bit thin, but I think we're okay here. Just put a very light layer on. I love dogwood trees. You know, I'm from New York, and they would all be in bloom right now. I haven't seen any in Florida. I don't think they grow down here. So just pat that down a little bit. And if there's extra glue, it does dry clear, or you can erase it off. So now I'm going to try to just place the flowers, different parts. Whoops, it stuck to my finger. Different parts of the tree branch, and they have different shapes. I mean, aren't these really just so pretty? And I think that powder pink is just the perfect color for this. So I cut out a bunch of them, but I don't have to use them all. And I'm going to put these down with glue dots, so that'll be easy. And let's see, we'll put one up here. And that might be enough. I think that might be too much here. I think that's good enough. I have some extras, but I'll use them on another card. So I'm going to take my glue dots and just put them, adhere them right. You just touch it down and put it on. And again, if this goes over, it's going to be on a card base, so it doesn't matter. There'll be a little extra room. It's not really the edge of the card. Stampin' Up! Has mini glue dots. These are, I don't even know where I got these. I got them years ago. And I love glue dots. They're just so easy to use. Okay, we're almost done here. Don't you just love the effect of the sponging technique? It just makes it so soft. Okay. What do you think? Should I add one more? Not too much? I'm going to add one more. I guess there's never too many flowers on a tree. There we go. Okay, so then I have the card base, and I'm just going to fold it over with my bone folder to make it nice and sharp. And then we'll lay this on here. We'll put some snail adhesive on. Oops. For some reason I always use the wrong side. I don't know if it's because I'm lefty or what. That wouldn't make sense, but I don't know if anybody else has that problem. So we'll just try to center this. Okay, perfect. And now we'll put the inside in. This way you can write on it. You know, with the dark cardstock, you need to really put a piece inside so you can put your sentiment on. Unless you were going to use a light pen, a white pen or something like that, a gel pen. So, let's see. Alright, so here is the Life is a Beautiful Thing, and then here's the Happy Anniversary with the drinks. They both have the same sentiment. I did do this one in black ink, and this one is in the Early Espresso. So let me know what you think. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and you can follow me on Facebook or my website, PS Paper Crafts. Let me know if you're interested in getting a catalog. The new catalog is out, and you can start ordering June 1st. This is a set from the new catalog, and again, it's just a versatile set that I think I'll be using a lot over the year. All right, you have a good day. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.